Hello lads, no, long time no see. At first the glance, the big helmet heroes will remind the gamers of the heat like 2008 Castle Crushers, if you remember. And some of my some of my subscribers were born on just on that year. So, anyways, the Castle Crashers provided an incredible co-op experience on the Xbox. While anyone looking for something similar will be pleased that Big Hum Heroes quickly establishes its own identity while remaining comfortably familiar to fans of the genre. Excellated Studio may not have reinvented the wheel with this title, but it has offered up a polished, compelling experience that highlights what makes beat 'em up games so fun and rewarding. Players who jump into the action can unlock 29 different heroes throughout their journey to save the princess, but don't expect one by entirely unique. Every character belongs to one of four main archetypes: warrior, rogue, monk, and druid. So, warriors utilize a sword and a shield. Rogues wield dual weapons. Monks attack foes with the staff, and brutes are colossal weapons that are both slow and powerful. Heroes further differentiate themselves by their unique superpowers, which can be activated upon feeling an energy gauge. Lumbering around as a brute and clobbering enemies with a hammer is satisfying, as which swing feels and sounds as there is sufficient weight behind it. The game really clicks when the enemies fill the screen, and with the activation of the superpower, the hero grows in his size. Each stomp throws enemies back, dealing significant damage as the known monstrous character defeats enemies around him with ease. In these moments, the game comes alive, and it's true for just about every hero. Ray, a rogue, darts around the screen, slicing up enemies on the battlefield, relying on some more than the power. Then, when the time is right, his superpower allows him to fire a contagious bead across the screen, damaging any enemy in its path. It looks like something out of Dragon Ball Z and can provide a sense of acceleration in the path. Sounds like provides a sense of acceleration in the heat of tense of the battle. Excellated Studio meticulously craft 20 manageable levels for players to explore, and each of them brings something unique to the table. While the initial levels stay true to what they want many expect from a medieval setting, they quickly evolve to include fantastical locations imbued with a beautifully and art design punctuated by torches, humor, like a massive brute statue sleeping in the straw in the background of the level. So you also have a bunch of different skins and approaches, so you can choose of all of them. And this game is really nice to play. But let's talk about the story. The story, which is simple and filled with humor, is conveyed throughout the charming cutscenes that look as they have been drawn by hand for a picture book. Big Helmet Heroes often feels like it offers the absurdity and comedy one might experience at Renaissance Festival. When changing together combos, a group of bystanders will appear in the foreground and cheer for the hero, encouraging them to keep this streak going. Weapon variety is abundant, as there is usually something useful on the ground to pick up and attack with. While Big Helmet Heroes does provide classic weaponry like a crossbow, players can also beat down opponents with the oversized lollipops, flaming marshmallows, and so much more. While humor plays a crucial role in making the title what it is, the boss fights in Big Helmet Heroes are where the game takes a moment to offer something serious. On easier difficulties, it is possible to overpower a boss with a flurry of attacks, but on the higher difficulties, it might be necessary to dance around, analyze attack patterns, and strike at the right moment. Whenever facing off against enormous kraken or some mechanical monsters, these moments are where the game asks players to utilize heroes to their full potential. Fortunately, the Big Helmet Heroes also offering forgiving checkpoints, allowing players to retry the boss fights without running throughout the entire level again. Imagining levels and zany enemies are brought up to life with the stunning visuals in Big Helmet Heroes. Whenever fighting off scorpions by moonlight or struggling throughout the snowstorm, players might find themselves taken by just how gorgeous the game consistently looks. This is where the walking throughout the level or fighting of large amount of enemies, no matter how many characters or effects fill the screen, the PS5 managed to keep the visuals crystal clear without the frame drops or slowdowns. While Big Helmet Heroes does offer players the option of co-op, it is limited to 2 players and only support local co-op. This is excellent. Gamers like looking sit down on couch experience the title with a friend, but little lacking of those who may have witnessed to play with the others online. With 29 heroes to choose from, 4 main archetypes, Big Helmet Heroes often feels ripe for 4-player fun that simply isn't present. Players who do choose co-op many feel robbed by Big Helmet Heroes normally robust amount of variety. When playing alone, one has the ability to choose 2 heroes at the start of the level. The player can then swap at any point, even in the middle of the fight. Whichever character isn't in use is considered to be resting and regains health with every successful combo made by the active hero. When co-oping, each other can only choose the one hero, taking away the ability to swap and robbing them of the ability to strategically heal heroes throughout the combat. The inability to swap heroes in co-op mistakes it feel as any playing with a friend comes a pretty steep cost, making the solo expertise seems richer by default. Well, Big Helmet Heroes, with a robust number of unlockable heroes and secrets, seems to have been designed to offer gamers an experience that they can play over and over again. When in the menu, gamers can choose to play any level they are already beaten while customizing the difficulty. Gamers who complete the main story of Big Helmet Heroes will also unlock a new difficulty, Exhaled, which they can apply to any level they wish. Perhaps most importantly, the Big Helmet Heroes doesn't just invite to one replay its imaginative and gorgeous levels, it commands players to do so. Upon completing a level, players will show their stats and just how many unlockable heroes they missed along the way. This title rewards players who score each level, exploring the nooks and the crannies while breaking every describable object. When gamers do replay a level, they can do so with the knowledge of what they beat up against. The present players with the opportunity to try new heroes and power up may aid them into the quest to dominate their level. Unfortunately, while a final scoreboard does give the players the opportunity to analyze how they did, it is impossible to see the stats of any other players. In a game that seems ripe for the first trials, the inability to compare the stats with the players around the globe may be a little bit disappointing. Again, the Big Helmet Hero wears an inspiration on its sleeve and manages to reach the heights of many great beat-em-up adventures. It focuses on the fun of its combat systems and imagining levels, providing a consistently satisfying experience without ever taking itself too seriously. Its major drawback comes from the limited co-op experience, which could have been one of the greatest strengths, making the game more readily recommended for solo players than groups of friends. For gamers who love to unlock the secrets of the replay levels, there are a lot of content being offered, which could provide hours and hours of enjoyment. The publisher is Dear Villagers and the developer is Exhalated Studio. So what I don't like about this game, only one thing. It's limited co-op that doesn't feel as good as playing alone, but from the positive aspects I should highlight the robust rosters of heroes that feel both familiar and unique, imagining the levels filled with rewarding secrets and creative weapons that consistently with the humor fun to combat. Thank you for watching, don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe. Peace!